Okay, good evening, good evening, good evening. Yes, I can see some people are already here. Some people are here live and direct. Okay, where do I drop this? Yeah, I can see everything turning around. Who is Stephen Charity? I've been seeing Stephen Charity. Who is Stephen Charity? I would like to know who Stephen Charity is. Okay, good evening. So today is the penultimate day. This YouTube behave on this last night. Okay. Someone is speaking to the YouTube. YouTube must behave. YouTube has to behave. Okay, so um welcome to class. Welcome to class. Let's clear any distraction that is behind us. Oh, my mouse. Let's put them here. Let's clear any distractions that is behind us. Okay. Oh, comfort Joe. All right. All right. I have some good news for us today. Like everybody write good news in the comment section. So today we have two in one class. We have a two in one class. Two courses. And the first will be setting goals, how to set goals effectively. And the second will be how to do business part time and succeed. So I call it counsels for business owners. Okay. And one of us asked this question recently. So I want to just answer that. So let's get into the business of the day. The Bible says in Hosea chapter 4, verse 6, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. So that you are a godly person, that you are a spiritual person, does not mean if you don't know, things will just work out. There's usually a knowledge gap. Okay. And there's also a doing gap. Wow. We can't hear me. Hey. Wow, wow, wow. You can't hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? You can't hear the audio, neither the visuals. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Let's check this out. Okay, someone says it's all clear. Okay. So the first thing we're going to talk about is goal setting. Please write in the comment section goal setting, goal setting. But how's the journey been these 10 days? How's the journey been basically? If you've been getting value, right? I have been getting value. I've I've been getting value. Okay. All right, so we can see Stephen Charity, we can see Philemon, Michael, Tanko, okay, Umogbaik, Philomena, God bless you, God bless you. Okay, so I want to share with us on how to set goals, okay, in business. But before then, I want to just still do a quick reminder. Okay, I think we can see my board. Let me see. Okay, my board, my board is seeable. My board is seeable. Okay, but it's likely going to be lateral inverted. I just remembered. So remember what I shared to us about stages of financial development and how much you need. So I said for the students, depending on your town or where you are located, you need an income of 90K to 150K or 100K. If you are a single working class person, single working class, you need somewhere between 150K to 200K. If you're married, you need 200K to sometimes 350K or even 450. Let's put it as 450K as a family income. Then if you are a parent, depending on the number of children you have, you need somewhere between 400K and 750K as monthly income. So you really need to be very clear on this so that when you are setting out your goals, you have clarity. Okay? So that you have clarity about your goals. So the challenge with many people is that when we are setting goals, we don't really have clarity and assurance of how much we really need. Some of us, we underestimate how much you really need. So match this up to your present income and your present, revenue. Pari passu the demands on your life, and you just have an idea of what you really need. Yes, I know it's inverted. I can't do better because I'm using my front camera. Please, sorry about that. It not being inverted might require me having somebody at the other end, and that might be logistics and all of that. Is a lot, like getting people around at this time of the night. So it's not so sorry about that. Maybe very soon we'll be able to get a camera and all of that. Um so like we're sharing setting goals, so you have to have an idea of your expense. So now there are a couple of things. If I want goals for my finances, there are a couple of things I want to take into cognizance. Number one thing is my living expenses. How much do I need to do life, like to put body and soul together? I believe that you don't really need so much money be to live life. In fact, 2 million per month is enough for a large family. 750K might be okay. 2 million, depending on the responsibilities around you and all of that. I believe max 2 million you will finish. As in, you eat what you want to eat. You just be okay. You want to travel out for some 1 or 2 trips per month. I think, basically it can just take you around somewhere around 2 million. But then if your life is far not as demanding, 100K, 150K, 500K, depending on the level of life that you are in. So, but you want to be very clear of it. Is it 200K I need per month? Is it 500,000 per month? Is it 1 million per month? Be very clear of your living expenses. Then number two, you want to be able to put what we call an emergency fund. An emergency fund. Now, everybody write in the comment section emergency fund. Emergency fund is savings what your monthly income for at least 6 months. Savings what your monthly income for at least 6 months. So let's say I'm earning 100K as my salary. I should have 600K somewhere stacked for emergencies, because your level of life life happens to the kind of problems we meet somewhere comes around the kinds of lifestyle we have. There are people whose cousins depend on them. There are people who have some inheritance, some don't. There are people who travel a lot. There are people who have health issues. So, it borders around from person to person. You cannot just take my own template and use mine. For instance, I'm a preacher, right? I'm a preacher, and I have a lot of young following, young people as followers. So the amount of resources that I would need to generate maybe myself or by faith might be a little bit higher than somebody that has maybe a crowd of a lot of adults, advanced people. They might be able to shoulder a lot of responsibilities. But for someone like me, who have a lot of young people, some of them are still at their developmental phases. So I might need to, by faith, shoulder a lot of responsibility. So I'm just trying to say that our responsibilities differ from person to person. Okay, your location, where you stay, what part of the country, what country you live in, and all of that. So, but I'm just giving a general guide. So whatever your income is, you need to start at least 6 months worth of income, because just in case you lose your business or your job, you should be able to sustain yourself for a while before another job comes in, or before your new business stabilizes. So the first thing is your expenses, living expenses. The second is your emergency funds. Please share this video. Let's take 30 seconds to share the video, then like the video and also comment. Like, let's know where you're watching from. I can see Philemon, God bless you. Umogbai, God bless you. I can see who else? Charity, God bless you. Let's know where you're watching from. Just drop your where you're watching from, and all of that. Then share the link to at least 1, 2, 3 friends. If you have friends that you're not sharing this with, I don't know how much friendly you really are, if you really love your people. So your living expenses. So let's say when I calculate all what I do, okay, Adulu marvelous. Permit me, sorry. Adulu marvelous. Okay, and I can see other names too. I may not be able to mention every name. Okay, so please, this is it. So when you calculate, so your living expense has to do with everything. Please write in the comment section everything. I love one of my mentors years ago. I think maybe about 10 years ago, we were having a conversation, and he was telling me about his wedding. And he said, do I know that when he was planning his wedding, right to his haircut, he wrote it in the budget? Like even the transportation to the barber shop, he wrote it in the budget. So I was like taken aback. Right to his haircut, then how much do we barber our hair? Maybe 200 naira, or is it not even up to 500 naira? And he wrote it: wedding ring, this, suit, this, traditional, this, plus haircut, 500 naira. So many times you undermine how much you really spend, and it's some of those little monies that you overlook. The extra change when you are late and you take a bike instead of boarding a vehicle or taking a tricycle. Those extra tops, you need to figure them out. Your data, right now, that data is so terrible. It's like we have to load data almost every day. That means on the average, an average Nigerian spends about 30,000 naira on data daily. It's so, and that's a lot. 30,000 out of your salary just for data. So write it down: your clothing, your water, your bills, light bills, transportation, creams, everything. Write them down. Then the next is your emergency funds. So that's the two I've said. Then number three, investments. Will I call it savings, or savings for investment? So you should usually have a savings towards investment. So this is how it works. Let's say I'm a secondary school teacher and I'm paid 50K or 100K, but I plan going into cryptocurrency and I need 500K. Okay, so I'll be saving whether it's 25,000, 10,000, whatever, every month until I reach the 500K. So I'm planning towards an investment of 500K and I am saving towards it. Do we understand? Even though we're not talking about investments here, but I'm just giving top of the head examples. So let's say you likely have a plan for a business, whether or an investment. Maybe it's a land. Sometimes an investment could be an asset producing product, maybe a laptop. You want to buy a laptop, or you want to rent a better office space in the middle of the city. Different things. So you should definitely have an investment goal. Please write in the comment section investment goal. Oh, Andrew Farouk, Port Harcourt, good to see you. Good to see you. Chemeleke, good to see you. Good to see you. God bless you. So you should have an invest. As you come in, let's know where you're watching from. Let's know where you're watching from, please. Okay, so have an investment goal. Please write everybody investment goal. Some of us just have goals for I want to start making this, but you don't have clarity about an investment goal. So you really want to have that. Okay, so investment goal. All right. Then the next will be charity. Your giving goals. Your giving goals. Your giving goals. So your giving goals is okay. My younger brother is still on campus. I want to support him. My mom is back in the village. I want to support her, and all whatnot. This other person, that other person. Okay, sorry about that. So investment goals. This is so important. You want to have that. So the next I'm talking about is charity. Now, depending on your level of benevolence, okay, let's say offerings, calculate your offerings, midweek service, Sunday service, calculate it. Some of us do not really know how much you really spend on offerings. Some of you do Thanksgivings. There are churches that have multiple of offerings in a single service, six, seven, eight, nine. You want to calculate all of that so that you have clarity about how much. Some of you, if you do these calculations well, you'll find out that your real financial goal might be somewhere around maybe 1 million, and you never knew. You think your financial goal is 200,000, but you find out. Then also you want to calculate maybe your debt. There are other things that you can calculate, or maybe a project you're working towards, an urgent project, or a debt that you want to offset. You're owing 200K, 500K, 2 million, 5 million, whatever, 10 million. Okay, you want to calculate that. Other things, I can't go into all of them, housing and all of that. So these are the things you have to be clear on. Generally speaking, your expenses. Secondly, your emergency funds. Thirdly, your investment savings. Fourthly, your charity. And fifthly, your debts. You want to be clear on all of these. Are we following? Okay. Now, I'm not going so deep in goal setting, but watch this. Some of us stop here that this is what you want to do. I mean, this is what you want to achieve. So let's just say it's 1.2 million. Let me make it a round figure, 1 million. So let's say my goal is 1 million, okay, per month. All right. Next thing you want to do is define what you need to do daily to achieve that. Please write in the comment section. Define what you need to do to achieve that. So to make 1 million, maybe I'm at 200K. Now, I will advise you that your goal is not too far from where you are presently. If you're at 50K, somewhere around times 2, times 3 is fine. Okay? When you begin to hit times 5, times 10, it's at another level. And not everybody has the ingenuity to go for 10x goals. Not everybody. So I would advise you to just start. Do you know within 3 months, write this in the comment section. Within 3 months, I can double my income. It's better I use 3 months, 90 days to double my income than try to quadruple my income in 30 days. within 3 months you can double, you can double your income. You can double your income. There's something about 3 months, 90 days, right? There's just something about it. So I want to advise you that take one, let's say your goal is 1 million, a million naira. Okay. So you now need to ask yourself, what do I need to do to make a million monthly? What do I need to do? And be very specific on cash generating tasks. Then after that, you ask yourself, what do I need to stop doing to generate this amount of money? Okay, so let's say I'm a teacher and I am earning 100K and I want to make 1 million as my goal. So I might have to ask myself, what do I need to start doing? I might say I need to have a stream of income of home lessons. Home lessons. Then maybe those home lessons, I will target three people, three people who can pay me maybe 50K, 50K. So I make an extra of 150K. So that makes it 250K for start. Okay. So if I make that 250K, I hope this is as realistic as possible. So if I make that 250K, I would save half of it. I'll save half of it. So 125K. So I keep making that 250K for at least 3 months. And that 125K grows, that my savings grows to 300 or 500K. Okay. I find a way to keep saving half of that. Don't rush too much in charity when you are beginning to have big breaks. Divide it and have, I'll advise you to have a fixed deposit account. Account tomorrow. I hope, my goodness. So, so then I will advise you to take one angle first. So let's say I've grown it to 500K. I will now need to ask myself, what else can I do to take this 500K to 1 million? So I still advise you to stay with that. That's why you should not go too far. 1 million is very far for my 100K owner. 1 million is very far. I would have used maybe 200,000. You'd have seen it to be far easier. But let's still work with this. So that one, let's say I have that 200, 500K now. What I need to do is to now ask myself, okay, how can I get to 1 million? Okay, what I'm going to do is I would maybe now start a company where I'll have staff that will be paying them 50K per month while they teach some of these kids. So I get more kids that I handle. Probably I have an edge for teaching mathematics easily. And with that, if I get 10 of those students and people teaching, am I closing on my 1 million? I'm just saying that. I would advise you not to diversify too early. Please write this in the comment section. Do not diversify too early. So you are doing home lessons and you are doing laptop repairs and you are doing POP, ceiling, this thing at weekends. You just burn out. That from that education clear. Are we getting value? If you're getting value, say I'm getting value. So I'm being practical here. So these are things you need to do. Now, you now need to have goals that you stop doing. I think this is the game changer. Many times when we set goals, we don't set goals that of what we'll not do. So maybe let me come up with six things I might need to stop doing. Number one, opening social media before 12 in the afternoon. Number two, staying longer than 15 minutes on social media. Number three, impulse buying. I must work. I cannot spend more than, let's say, 5,000 naira without a budget. This is me writing it. I cannot spend more than 5,000 naira. So I cannot see something that is so beautiful and I did not plan for it and it's above 5K, and I'm going to spend it. No way. Streamline to maybe just one or two more important people. Say, okay, these are the people I need to focus on. since I am still in your stop eating out. I'll stop eating out. I'll cook food and carry to my office. There are many decisions that you need to now decide. These are things I'll have to stop doing in order to, build myself to where I am headed. Are we following? Are we following? Is someone learning? So then, you can also talk about books that you're going to be reading, friends you're going to keep, associations. Maybe you have an accountability group. I remember, was it 2 years ago, somebody called me and said, see, I really need you to be my accountability partner. These things that you teach are awesome. In fact, he's even older than me, right? These things that you teach are awesome. I'm learning a lot, but this year I want to really take a step. Can we have accountability? And I said, but fine, let's get a date that will do. But when I told him to give us a date, I think that's where he missed it. He couldn't come up with it. I said, let's just get a date. Maybe every Saturday evening we'll just come compare notes. What have we achieved in the week and all of that. I'm going to talk about that later. So there are things you might need to do. Maybe have an accountability partner. Maybe there are all kinds of things. Read a book every day. Listen to a particular podcast every day. Have financial conversations every day. Have a WhatsApp group where you have financially like-minded people. Put yourselves in it, 4 or 5 of you, and just give yourself updates. Challenge yourself. These are things that you can do to achieve that goal. And I really want you to be smart and intelligent and creative. Be very creative. I usually tell people, I say, pursue that goal like your mother's life depends on it. Pursue that goal. If you pursue that 1 million naira as though it's just a chore, um, Pastor Isaac usually teach about money, so I just trying to do business. It doesn't work that way. But if you pursue it like your life depends on it, you'll find it actualized. So intelligently, just imagine they tell you at work right now that if you can come up with the right things that you need to do to achieve a million naira extra, what are they going to be? Be very clear, be very detailed, and all of that. How are you going to make that presentation? So that's how detailed you should be. Are you following? All right. So basically, that's just how to set goals. Now, and you then grow from there. So I'm also speaking as a kingdom financier. You should have great goals. You should have great goals. I don't want to go into so much more than that, but let me just add this. Also, start with a clear goal of your end game and your why. Let me just talk about your end game. So, have a projection in your mind that I want to be making 10 million naira per month in the future, 100 million per month, a billion per month. Have a very clear goal about that. Okay. Then have the why behind it. Because if you don't have the why, the reason behind it, you may not pursue it. All right. So, having said that about goal setting, your expenses, your emergency fund, investment savings, then charity, then debt. That's that about goals. So let's go to the second part of the class. Please share this video. Share this video. Let's give 2 minutes again to share this video. Yes, share this video to many people. Like the video. Please like the video and comment. Like the video. Share this video again on your status, on Facebook pages, on WhatsApp groups that will allow you to share it. All right. So, how to do a business part time and succeed. This is supposed to be a teaching on its own, and I'm very passionate about this teaching because many times, for the longest of times, I've had times where I discuss with working class people who I see high business acumen, but they are either afraid to start, or they cannot start, or their work eats them out. Sometimes they're already turning 40, they're already turning 50, and it's like they can't just make a headway due to their work, due to their jobs. I want to show you how you can run a business part time and succeed at it. How many of us want to learn? Right? I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to learn. So let's say you have your 9 to 5, and I always advise you to start with a 9 to 5 and don't rush to resign from your 9 to 5, okay, until you have created a structure around yourself. So maybe I have about, how many principles do I have here? Sorry. Okay, I think I have about four principles here, but I might add some four more. Okay, so you are a salary earner, you want to run a business part time and succeed. Now, generally speaking, it may not be every business that you can run part time, but you can run every business part time. And I'll just show you how. I'll show you how. Okay. The first thing, have a goal. Have a goal and review that goal every morning and night. Have a goal, write it on a placard, write it somewhere around you. Are you following? Review that goal on every every morning, like every morning and night. First thing when you wake up, maybe after your prayers, look at the goal. I, Isaac Atima, makes 1 million naira monthly, right? Review that goal. Then before you sleep, I, Isaac Atima, makes 1 million naira monthly. Look at it and sleep with it. There are other dynamics I'm going to teach about that in other classes as we progress. By the way, good news, good news, good news. Going forward, this is August. So from September, we'll be having 1 to 3 days webinars every month on a particular topic. 1 to 3 days. If it's going to be 3 days, it will be like back to back, like maybe Friday evening, Saturday evening, Sunday evening, virtually. So we're going to be having these kinds of webinars. That how many of us are interested? You're excited about it, right? I'm interested. I'm excited. Child first one. God bless you. Good to see you. Okay, so I want it to be something that will keep us in check and keep us going, right? And those of you that have my contact, you can send me a message where you have questions, challenges, and we'll just pray together and share as well where necessary. Okay, so and by every other month, I want to see what you have done with what I've taught. By every other month, I want to see what you've done this. Okay, so I want to see you really work with this and get testimonies, get results from them. So let's get to the business of the day. The first one is have a goal. Write your goal, write your goal, write your goal and review it. Talk about it, meditate on it, let it fill your mind. Watch videos how to make a million, how to make 500K in Nigeria. Watch videos about it. Price things that have to do with that amount of money so that you live in that experience. Okay, what can 1 million naira buy? Okay, maybe it can buy two washing machines. Go and price a washing machine. Maybe it can rent a kind of house. Go and check out the house. Just live in that realm of that 1 million, that 10 million, that 100 million, that whatever, right? That billion. Live in that realm. I'm not going to explain more than that. I won't go so far. But I think that's where it begins from. Okay. Number two, let me add this. Find out friends, get friends that are already making that. Write this in the comment section. Get friends that are already making that. So I'll tell you a story. I hardly tell stories, and stories are very important. Okay, so there's this guy, he's a business coach and all, a Nigerian. So one day he was traveling at the airport and he stumbled on a billionaire, I think one of the big names that we know. And for some reason, a question came out of his heart. He said, "Wow, nice to meet you. I'm stumbling on you. I've read about you and all of that." And for some reason, he asked a strange question. Guess the question. He asked the billionaire, "Please, can I see your account balance? Please, can I see your account balance?" And the billionaire stopped. He was stunned. Like he took a pause for a while and said, and he now said, "Sir, by the way, please, you are at liberty not to show me, but I'm coming up. I'm a young man and I just want to be inspired." I just want to be inspired, and you know, I would love you to just share with me your account. I mean, just show me your account balance. But if you're not okay with it, it's all fine. Seeing you is already enough. And the guy, with those words again, that was even still giving. He said, I don't do this, but I don't know why. I just feel comfortable sharing this with you. So he said, you open it. So he showed him. And I think he said, this is for one of my companies. And what the guy saw, in fact, I think as at the time, because he too is a little bit successful. So what they had made, the highest revenue they has ever made for a company before where he was working, what he saw was about times 20 of that. The highest revenue he has made for a company, annual revenue. That this year we made this. I think what he saw as the account balance was like times 10 or times 20 of it. And he said, boy, that did something to me. Let me tell you something. Success is not so much about buying and selling, like I'm doing this business. It's first about the mindset and the spirit and the sphere from which you're working. Many of us have never sat with a billionaire. I remember, was it 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago? I sat with one of my friends, and when he was talking about numbers, because whenever I'm speaking with somebody, okay, so I was saying that success about the numbers. When I'm discussing with people, and they just say be successful, you can be successful. So being successful is relative. But when they say you can make 1 million, now that makes sense to me. You can make 100 million. I bought this car for 100 million. Now you are talking. That makes sense to me. And you need to be around where people are doing big numbers. So yesterday I was with a friend, and he was just, I think one of his brother. I said he's likely to be on this call right now. I said one of his products was just talking, and he mentioned some numbers. Okay, that one is 90 million, the other one is 75 million. And I was just glad that I was in that conversation. I was just around that atmosphere where those numbers were. Write 90 million in your paper, 90 million in words and in deed. In words and in numbers, 90 million. Just write it. See, and put I have it. Maybe that's where I should start from, because many salary earners are not as motivated as they ought to pursue a part-time business that should succeed. So if you don't get this, you may not be able to apply other things that I'm going to be sharing perfectly. Get a goal and be around people that have hit that goal or that are achieving that goal right now. I beg you, look for a friend that is making that 200K. Look for a friend that is making that five. In fact, you need at least maybe 3 friends, and get to speak with them maybe every week or every month. Just call them, just chat them, just visit them, go to their house, spend 30 minutes with them. It will do you more good than reading books. It will likely do you more good than reading books. It might do more good to you than even attending webinars and seminars. I'm not saying you should go down on, someone say $90 million. I have it. Oh, I love that. So I'm not saying you should go down on books, on webinars, on all of that, but just have a goal. Like, be in those conversations and sincerely be there to learn and to sink it in as something that is a reality. Look at your friends right now. For the goal that you're looking for, how many friends do you have that you talk about those numbers? Ah, was it 500K you made? Man, me, I charged him 750. Oh, really? You charged him 750? Okay, okay, that's still fair. Ah, but me, it's 500K. We are just starting now. It's 500K. You need to hear those numbers. It's 15 million, it's 90 million, it's 200 million. And hear them for real, like people's reality. Be around them very well. 2 billion, 10 billion. Be around those places. I beg you, I beg you, I beg you, I beg you. Whatever your goal is, whether you're a real estate consultant and you have somebody that is making 10 million naira per month and you're just making your 200K and your goal is to make 500K or 1 million or 500, whatever, get somebody and you can define the relationship. You can tell the person, see, I see you're successful. I want to talk with you. I remember one of my friends when he was saying, I said, please, if you don't mind, how much was it? What was it? Okay, how many? Like, I need to hear numbers. I think this is where we have to start from. Are you following? This is where we have to start from. Get friends. That's why I told us just start from where you are. If you're earning 200K, okay, have somebody that is doing 500K. Don't you may not, the person, you see, relationship is usually mutual. You may not have access to someone that is doing 50 million per month easily if you're doing 500K. You may not. So why not stick around the people? You don't need to rush the process so that you can be growing. Very, very important. I can't say a lot about that. Another thing is that those guys that are just around where you are they still remember the principles. Sometimes success can erode a lot of pain. They'll just tell you, hey, you should do like this, like that. They've forgotten when they were like you. So somebody that is just a little bit above you might be able to relate with you, then might know recent strategies, the dynamics. Refer to my teachings on how to position yourself for better jobs. The video is there. I talked about I have a mentor that is global, but I also have a mentor that is local, that is somewhere within your reach, so that the laws in the industry might have changed a little bit. He just made his first million last month. Be around him. He just made his first 100 million. Be around him. He will show you the ropes. Is that clear? Okay. So please pay attention. It's getting deeper by every next point. If you're getting value, right? I'm getting value. And share the video to somebody. Somebody. How to run a business part-time and succeed. The second thing is break the salary mentality. Please write in the comment section. Break the salary mentality. Now I'm going to ask you, I'm going to recommend some things you can do to break the salary mentality. I have passive ones, I have aggressive ones. Which one do you want? Which one do you want? Do I go aggressive? Do I go passive? Under break the salary mentality, do I talk about aggressive steps, or do I talk about just calm steps so that I don't have heart attack? So you need to break the salary mentality. Okay, there are a couple of things you can do to break the salary mentality. Number one, gift your boss stuff. Gift your boss stuff. Number two, try to make more money for your company. Try to make more money for your company. So I think this is still around passive, right? Number three, okay, let me just leave that. Gift your boss stuff. Give your boss stuff. Number two, try to make more money for your company. It breaks the salary mentality. But let's talk about aggressive. And this one really works. Okay? Are you ready? I want to break the salary mentality. Gift your entire salary for at least a month. Give it out. Another one, carry your entire salary and spend it on something, just one item that is important. Get into that trouble. Take the entire 50K and use it to buy a suit, use it to buy a wristwatch, use it to buy a shoe. The entire 50K that is your salary. Like you need to throw yourself out in the wind. That's the whole idea. You need to conquer the fear of lack of money because you're still managing that 30,000 and that's why you're still at that level. Break it, just carry everything. Now, this is where giving comes in, and this is what people do not understand. Seed sowing. When you do your first fruit, it helps you to break the salary mentality. When you sow seed, you carry your entire salary and sow it on the altar. You sow your entire salary on the altar. Something breaks inside you. The day you give 10,000 naira, that day you become bigger than 10,000 naira. The day you give your entire salary, that day you become bigger than your entire company in your spirit. You just grow. The fear just dies. It could be tough. So sometimes I challenge people, I will say, maybe in the first month, give a chunk of your salary. Um, Apart from doing 10%, you might not want to do 25% the first month. The next month, or maybe you rest a bit for 2, 3 months. The next month, give 50% of your salary. As your 50K is entering like this, carry 25,000 and just sow it as a seed. You are breaking something. I'm teaching also. These are aggressive ways. The next month, maybe you now rest for another 2, 3 months. Be using your salary, just pay normal tithe and all that. The next 3 months, carry the entire 50K and give it out. You could give it to God, which I strongly recommend. You could give it to whatever, a man of God, a church, a project. You could give it to your parents. This is not your first fruit. Oh. This is not your first salary at the beginning of your life. This is just one random month that you are now wanting to break out of your salary. Carry the entire 50K, you can give your parents. You can give your younger brother to start a business with. And you are still figuring it out. You can give the less privileged. Just go and give the poor. You see, when you do that, men and brethren, that night you will not sleep. This sleep that you are sleeping every night and turning every side of the bed is because you have not entered trouble. You will stand up like this, you'll be looking, you'll be staring at the wall. What have I just done with my life? And it's at that moment of desperation, an idea and passion will come. The boldness to come and take some giant steps, right? Listen, sometimes your miracle is just in knocking another strange door. Another strange door. You will go to the main road and stop the cars and say, everybody, this car, you look like somebody that can be my helper. I have lands to sell and I have bills to pay for my parents. I want you to patronize me. I don't want to ask you for money, but I want to give you value, sir. And aside that, it's a land that will really help you. You go and make life happen for yourself. I tell you that. And if you're young and when you take note of this very seriously, you need to quite early take some risks before. It's better to take these risks when you're still a single, when you don't have a wife or a husband or children to pay school fees, right? It's better to take those risks now. So if not, you will remain under that salary, sir. So I'm teaching you aggressive protocols. Okay? So break out of salary mentality. Another way you can do it, save it to a fixed deposit. I think it's one of the most conservative and very good. Very good. So go to the bank, tell them that you're opening a fixed deposit. You don't want to touch this money for the next 6 months or 1 year. And you just carry that money and just put in a fixed deposit. Then what you do, you go back home, you think, you pray in tongues, and you begin to ask, what can I do to reproduce this same salary or this income? Are we together? All right. Having said that, now, hey, for me, this is my one of my golden points. I wish somebody's going to dance when they hear this because I'm so excited about this. This next point, oh Jesus, I think is one of the greatest points. Maybe after the first one, and it looks like the first one. Can I tell you? Are you ready? You want to run business part time and succeed. Hmm. Oh, this is golden to me. I want you to appreciate it as I'm appreciating it. Please write it in block letters. Get full time entrepreneurs as friends. Or there, I've said my own. Get full time entrepreneurs as friends. So let's say you are a lawyer and you want to start a site, you want to be an importer of or distributor of coke, but you're still in your law profession. All your friends cannot just be lawyers. Lawyers that are 9 to 5 and collecting 250K, 500K, they cannot just be your friends. You're a banker, all your friends cannot just be bankers. You need hardcore entrepreneurs. Who are the friends of yours on campus, in secondary school, that went seriously into entrepreneurship? They are pure businessmen. I remember one of my beautiful friends of blessed memory, Casimir. After secondary school, he just knew his path was business. He just went straight up. Not that his father could not sponsor him. No, very well they could. In fact, he came from a very business Igbo family. But I just love that focus and all of that. But sadly, he passed last year. He was among that fires in Lagos, in the market. What market is that? That those story buildings. Yes, they died. They're sorry, and may the Lord just bless the family and that. But I'm saying you need friends like that. There are some godly Igbo friends. There are some godly Yoruba friends, Hausa friends, whatever, or just basic people that are purely into business. You need them more as your friends. These are that you are doing business and all your friends are pastors. Amen. It doesn't work that way. That's why you are struggling. Because this thing is also spiritual, as an attitude. You need to be in the atmosphere where you see their grit. They'll just tell you that I just lost 200 million now. And I say, and you are okay, you are normal. 200 million. Oh my goodness. Praise God. Safe journey. You are blessed. So, do you understand? I just lost 200 million now. I just lost. They'll just tell you that 3 of my staff just resigned. My PA, my driver, what are you going to do? Don't worry. God will bring this. I have 3 other guys that work for me. Okay, wait, tell me, how do you get them? You need to be in those conversations. You can see I'm talking seriously about relationships. But the problem with many of us, you are a government worker and you want to do business. And all your friends are government worker, level 1, level 2, level 10, level 10, 15. And all of them, they are saying, this is our promotion exam. Hope is going to come. What's promotion exam? Promotion exam is to take you from 75,000 naira to 80,000 naira. They will add 5,000 after 3 years. And those are all your friends. And you want to do big business. How about now? Where's the lie? Who are we deceiving? The Bible says God cannot be mocked. Are we following what I'm sharing? This is so important. I wish I could get a lot of, please share this video to many people that are doing 9 to 5s, many government workers. If they hear this portion of what I'm sharing, it's going to be mighty deliverance. You don't have hardcore, you know them as acquaintances, but I mean, let them become your friends, your buddies, your paddies. Some of them might be younger than you. I remember somebody was telling me how that her closest friend was, is it 6 or 9 years younger than her? But she's doing the numbers that she needs. She's doing the numbers. She learns a lot from her. She's inspired by her, even though she's older than her. She calls her sister. Are we following what I'm sharing? If you can just do this, if this is all you will get from this training, that the goal that you're looking for, get friends in that circle and discuss with them from time to time. Something will rub off on you. I beg you, salary earners, hear me. Government workers, hear me. You need entrepreneurial friends. Are we together? Oh, I cannot overflog that. That can be for the whole night. I'll just be saying that. And maybe this is just one breakthrough you've been waiting for. Those of you that have been following me, you've been listening to me. Oh, you can do this, you can change, you can do this. But maybe you have never taken time to pay attention to this. We have a group where we pray with business leaders and business owners. Please join that group so that we can have that association, that will be in that atmosphere. Okay, many of us, all your friends are prayer warriors. They are always fasting. They will say, Kai, I fought with one demon last night. I fought with one evil spirit last night. There's one witch in my compound. Those are all the people that you are dealing with. How will you make millions from that kind of? Where have you seen someone that makes hundreds of millions always talking about witch at his compound? Not that those things do not exist, but your mind needs to start working per capita on per second billing. How do I make 1K every second? How do I make 1K every minute? Well, I don't know how else to do this. Please, if you want to change your life, get acquainted with people that are doing better than you. You are a business owner, you are a medical doctor, and you want to do business. You say, Kai, I have a knack for business. Don't just have a knack for business. You have to have hardcore business. They may not even be doctors that are doing business, preferably pure, fully business people. Let me say this. I will tell you a secret. I remember, in the early years of my ministry, there were people that we graduated from campus together, and some of those guys were on fire. And I, as a full-time pastor, I looked at them and I saw that their fire for God was reducing. And many of them, I would want to invite them to my programs, but they will give excuses and all of that. And that was when I started learning this secret. And I started telling some of them, I said, if you want your fire to be burning, you need pastors as friends. Some of us that are hardcore into ministry, befriend us. I'm not even talking about pastors as people that are submitting to another. That's all good. But you need some association. You want to get spiritual. Get spiritual people as your friends. It doesn't get easier than that. Like, it doesn't get simpler than this. I beg you, whatever you're looking for, get friends and make it a point of duty because you need them. They don't need you. So you are the one that might have to be doing the callings, the textings, the checking in. There are people that call me for forever, and I may not even pick their calls, and there are those that will call me and I get to pick from time to time. But there are those that I call, even if they don't pick, if they say they are busy, I'll say I'll call back in 2 minutes, in 2 hours time, because I need them. I need them. I need them. I feel like rounding it up at this point because stating the other things, this is just a miracle for us to use. If you can use this, okay? I'll run through the third. I'll be the fourth, and I'll run through the fourth for now. I believe some as the days go by, we'll have time. If you've gotten value from these sessions, please write it. I've been getting value, but just promise me that you're going to use it. So the fourth is partnerships. So you can start that business rather than starting it alone. Start it as a partnership. So there's somebody here. Let's say you have an idea to start a barber shop, a barbing salon. Okay. You always feel maybe in your area you can bring this high bro barbing salon that they will charge 5K, 10K, depending on where you are, 1K, 2K, whatever. And you've been saving towards this, you've been planning, attending seminars, and you just can't start. or you're struggling with that business, you can get into partnership with people. Get three other guys or three other people, maybe two guys, two ladies, whatever, I don't know, whatever you want that works. And you're going to say, okay, can we come together and do this business? I tell you the truth, this is one major secret you're going to have. This one major secret, getting partnerships. Guys, can we come start a barbering salon, grow it for the next 4 years, then we'll break even, we'll start new branches, or give ourselves a target that in 2 years we'll break even, start other branches around the city, and it just becomes like a conglomerate like that. Or we'll all part our ways after we can break even. This person takes 40, 50, 30% and all that. Now, when it comes to partnership, please pay attention. Partnership may not always have to be monetary, but I think everybody should bring something like money on the table. But there are maybe four areas that you will need in the partnership. Number one is the skill, number two is the relationships, number three is the time, number four is the funds or finance. Well, we can add a fifth one, attitude, but we can connect that to skill. Please get it. What you need to start a business is not just one thing. So if I'm getting four guys, am I getting Mr. A because he has the skill? Maybe he has the skill of barbing or experience of barbing. Am I getting Mr. B because he has the relationships? Maybe he is the boys hostel senior boarding house master of a boys hostel. So through him, we'll penetrate that boys hostel and we're going to be barbing their hairs. Relationship. Am I getting Mr. D because he has time? Maybe he graduated with us, but he has not really gotten a job. So he's the one that can be on ground supervising this. Am I getting Mr. D because he has the money? 200K easily will come out. 2 million easily will come out. 20 million easily will come out. Then the last I said is attitude. Am I getting this person because he has the right spirit? Now, this attitude part is one of the strongest you need. That's the spirit. Who is the driver? There has to be one of you that is ambitious, that is a go-getter, that has drive, that has passion, that's got passion. Don't just get anybody. There needs to be somebody, one of you that's got that enthusiasm. I think for me, this is more important than any other thing. I tell you the truth. So you need one of them, okay? Now, in the light of this, be very clear that not everybody is going to bring the same value to the table. I know many times you're always like, okay, everybody should bring 20%. Well, let me just give a disclaimer. What I'm sharing like this, I have not tried it personally, but I believe there's wisdom in this, okay? So I believe it's something you can try. But there's something about people bringing their money. I'll be honest with you. At least let everybody bring something financial. If not, the person will drive will just use drive and just waste the money because he's not bringing anything. But once your money is there, so but not everybody may bring the equal amount of resources. Okay, but this is a powerful one. Even if you're not trying to run part time, if you're struggling in business right now, or you're struggling financially, rather than try to start the business yourself or or whatnot, look at what you have and trade it with another person and tell the person, okay, can we start this together? Get two, three, four. I usually love more than two because once you are more than two, maybe within around four, once you are four, there's a way you guys will be more diligent, more conscientious. The challenge with being four is that you guys might be having unnecessary meetings. Like when you have meeting like this, you will be discussing rubbish. I'm sorry to say, like you don't talk to stupid things because people want to talk. Can't we do it this way? I think that's talkers. Please, I'm of this opinion, man. I don't like too much talk, man. I love action. I just love action. Okay, so You might want to tonight see we're gonna have guys, we're gonna have this meeting, and it's gonna be for 1 hour 30 minutes. This is what we're talking, this is what we're talking. Let's achieve this. So partnership is please write partnerships. Partnership is very important at whatever level you are, whether you have a job or you don't have a job, whether you have a business or you don't have a business. If you're struggling to get things running right now, whether you're a student, fresh graduate, boy, girl, whatever, you could go into partnership. I beg you. Partnership is very powerful. Now, in connection with partnership, you could also do a percentage strategy. So let's say I open a shop, a distribution shop for pure water or Coca-Cola, and I'm doing a 9 to 5. I don't have the time for that. I could say, okay, it's my shop, I rent everything, it's my capital and all of that. But the manager that is there, I would say let's have a sharing formula. I could say, okay, let there be you will supervise it. Let there just be a formula. For every sale you make, this is your percentage. So choose a worthy percentage that is not too much to cheat you, but is enough for the person to commit into so many things. I have a training for pensioners, like what pensioners to do. But let me just hint on a few things about pensioners. As a pensioner, you can have partnership with young people. Let me tell you what pensioners don't know. Pensioners, many pensioners, they are just suffering for nothing. You have the opportunity to make billions. Like, so let me tell you what you have. You may think you don't have money, but let me tell you what you have. You have credibility, you have relationships, and sometimes you have access, some kind of access to resources, or even you have assets. Pensioner might have a car, might have a land, might have, all whatnot. So let's say I'm 65 right now and I'm retiring, and I just feel I need I need to, start a business, and I've been trying for the past 5 years. Either I start and it fails and all of that. I could have a partnership. But you see, in my partnership, I should so number one, I might have a rich friend that may not even need the business, but I need his money. I'll say, "See, guy, help me. We must do this business together. Bring your money. Let's work together. My money is this. And he agrees. But then I should also have a young person. This is where I'm going to. As a pensioner or as an advanced person, if you want to start business, go into partnership also with young people. Get some people in their 20s, in their 30s, 40s already getting late, but maybe also in their early 40s. People younger than you. Some of those guys are the people that have the drive, they have the energy, they can move, they can go this night. Like I that I'm doing this live stream right now, I just traveled in back to town today. If you even notice my face, my eyes, you might notice I'm a little bit tired. And you don't even want to know the stress I went through in my road. I went through one kind of stress. The journey was not one that I want to experience in the next 20 years. So, or ever in my life. So, but you have young people, they can hit this place, they can travel, they can check in, they can do this, they could be tech savvy, they could work with apps, laptops, use data, all of you could send them for trainings in Lagos and all of that. Please write young people, partner with young people also. So you have this old friend that has the resources, you have this young friend that has the energy. So let your partnership be strategic. Do you understand? But don't go and carry people, all of you are blind men, and it might not be as effective. So that is way. So partnerships and percentages, having some of the staff that work with you, let them run not just mere salary, it could be on commission basis or percentage basis, or a salary and a perk in a commission. Maybe you lower the margin for the salary, something that you can pay them maybe 60 or 70, you can bring it down. Although we have our minimum wage, right? Maybe you can bring it down to 70K. Then if they make any extra, they can earn with one, make an extra 25K, 30K, 100K, 200K, whatever. So this is how to run business part-time and succeed. And this is how to set your goals. Have you learned something? I know you've learned a lot. I believe you've learned a lot. Like, who's going to practice? I want to know who's going to practice. Who's going to make use of this? Write in the comment section, I'm going to make use of this. Who's going to make use of this? Who's going to make use of it this night? You start working this night. You start working this night. I will start working. Write in the comment section, I will start working this night. Yeah, I'll work on this night. You might need to watch the video again. We have a lot of videos. I think we have about 5 or 7 videos now related to these coaching sessions. Watch all of them, build yourself, edify yourself, and take action. Okay, tomorrow will be our last in this series. Tomorrow night, okay, we're going to call it a wrap. I want to hear your testimonies, how you've learned, how you've gained from this, and all of that. Share the video to many people as well. I pray for you that your business go forward. You will not be a failure, you'll be a success. Your goals, you will not just write them, you achieve them. You will get new relationships. I bring them into your life. And I pray as you get new relationships, you leverage on them. Your businesses will run. Those of you that will start partnerships to be successful and effective. Thank you, blessed Father, in Jesus' name. God bless you. Thank you for staying to the end. We have a couple of people, so many people. Thank you for staying to the end. God bless you and good night. I'm already having company here, so good night.